Wolves on the south side. A clear crossing over towards the north and see if they can pull a GS and just push on through. They have a lot of vehicles to work with. Question is where are they going?
Where is their destination? Will it be a little brown box on the ground? I think. Well, it's the ridgeline just before Severny for now. I mean, this is actually not terrible here. They've got terrain cover out to their east side. It's unlikely the OG step up and take shots out their way. This will be okay for now. For now being the operative word.
I mean, it's closer towards the center. It's closer towards the center at least. We are waiting on the next circle shift, which does go north over towards APG and Regnum Kaya. So our two teams that are basically the stragglers inside of this lobby. I think Orangutan is going to have a little bit of a difficult time moving over towards that north side. But this is such a disgusting area to play. Very open over towards the beachhead. Not ideal locale for anyone. There's going to be between DRX as well as GS right now on the north side of Severny, who basically have a lot of control here because they get to decide the momentum that they want to take, as they will hold on to the compounds the longest out of anyone in this circle.
Mad Bulls playing this 2-2 position. They've had it for a while. They couldn't really control too much on the rotate. Certainly not from GS and now Alpha 7. Going to try and move around it. Tulika sprays towards them, but again, just not connecting, not even taking shots anymore. But Pusher, the same story. They're waiting for the back two, but they're not even taking shots there. Maybe this is how GS were able to get on through it. There's just no shots coming out from the Mad Bulls. It might be an ammo issue. To be fair, looking at those numbers, maybe that's what they're looking for. A little bit of ammo conservation. As Alpha Gaming, yeah, they're immediately pushed off that beachhead.
It's tough. It's very, very tough. And I mean, as just two players, it's pretty easy for Alpha 7 just to wrap around on that side. It's the tiniest of a hill here that's giving Alpha 7 a little bit of space to breathe. They are having to drop down quite a few smokes to make the rest of the cross. Squeeze out, making sure to remain vigilant.
Wolves still holding their little ridge line. Higor's really an important feature of their hold right now. The only thing that's stopping E-Arena fully overwhelming this position. Them and DRX, to be fair, from the north, a potential third party on the road crossing, but they're establishing their smoke lines. This, though, is the opportunity for Wolves to bring Doran back to his feet. If they can get back to fighting force, that is huge. And a pick-off onto Mormon is even bigger to keep the Wolves safe on that southwest side. In the meantime, on the southeast, you've got Ulf pushing their way through. They need to get past what remains of R8, which is Prestige, and the Mad Bulls, who seem to be completely reluctant to take shots at anyone. So perhaps easier than they thought it would be. A knock sent over towards Coops, though, and there's that trade-off. The Arena still making this fight navigable.
Patton has to push that. Like, he has no choice but to push that. Sadly, now down to just Higors off on the backside. I don't really know what Batten's game plan was there. He's just running backwards and forwards. As soon as your two teammates get knocked, you have to relieve pressure, right? And the only way to do that is to hope that Higors is able to hold out players peeking from the window as you push up and take down the player underneath. Alpha 7 gets some great nades over towards Regnum Kaya. We'll flush them out. In the meantime, Mad Bulls is currently absolutely tearing their way through Ulf.
We had a word from our eyes on the ground from 7WG. He gave us some info that OG said that they're building some confidence and they're looking to adjust tactics. Obviously, coming through from India, having a great time here so far at the start. They're up into 5th place now, Blank, on the overall standings. And if they can continue to build that confidence, it would be great to see an Indian team back towards one of those really competitive spots. It's been a long time before we've seen, since we've seen that sort of thing, and it would be great to have it once again. That representation would be brilliant. We'll look forward to it, but they need to hold their nerve. They're on the south side of this one. In the meantime, DRX, GS, after GS's mad dash, going to come into conflict on the edges of Severny.
DRX will just be holding the high ground. 3 players for them. GS underneath. Still pretty incredible GS are able to get here. But a fantastic game from Alpha 7, I'd say. Playing slowly from that northwest side. VP were taken down a little bit earlier, but RA still have profited massively of this game. Immediate shot from Revo over towards Pusher. Kulika's straight down. And more nades been sent over the top. That nade was so on target as well. Very unfortunate, doesn't take down Flip. Luckily, there's another angle from the side, from Obscure. This is a fantastic hold from Alpha 7. You love to see it.
I mean, they're playing with the barest of scraps, but they are making one hell of a broth right now. They'll add the chicken to it in a bit. That's what they hope anyway. GS moving on up through DRS as well, and it looks like there's no retribution just yet. The hot through, again, not working with the DBS, but it is going to be the drop down, turn the corner. It's going to work out. Jafar, though, we've seen him anchor these positions before for GS. Last man standing. He did it against APG. Can he do it again here? A long-range shot. Real hopeful with the DBS on that one, but puts him back behind the corner, and Arena are going to be a third party to it. Jafar still, though, moving up to the top rope. Looking to try and drop the elbow, but maybe overexposed now as teams across the way. They'll get his sightlines. That woolly hat looks mighty tasty as a point, but he's got more to say.
He's down. He's taken out. Jafar's gone. Shot from afar, very, very much afar as well. Alpha 7 up to 10 elims now. DRX is just going to give up the ghost, try and send away in a vehicle. QXZ swerving all over the place like a snake, but it's not enough as Obscure will grab the snake by the neck and take it out the back. Very, very well done.
Goodness me. Arena, okay, hang on a minute. They managed to make their breakout here after getting rid of Wolves. They have got that little ridgeline to move up towards. They're going to work it out. Prestige, last stand for RA. Takes a lot of damage, and you've got to imagine that this is going to be done and dusted, but he finds a nade. Will fall, though, to Mormon's answer. And R8 down, but in fourth place with 6 elims. Blank, it's again a good game for our table toppers. Let's see what everyone else can do, though, as Alpha 7 continue to extend their line of influence. Orangutan, they're up into third.
I think the thing is about Orangutan is that they're consistently getting towards end games, but it hasn't looked pretty. It has looked pretty bad, honestly. Last game hiding in the water. Previous game hiding in the water. This game hiding on the south side. There's been some points here and there, but like I said, it's not saying it seemed too phenomenal. You got to respect that they're making it far into a lot of these games, but again, it's hard to say. I mean, this playstyle does technically work. If they're able to pull this off at an international level, there's nowhere where I can say that, you know, hiding will only get you so far for so long. It's like they're already doing it at an international level, so you gotta give them praise for that. But it's definitely not going to get you a first place.
No, not first, but maybe a 7th. Right, and that's maybe what they're looking for. I did have a little correction from 7WG, who I gave some info that he sent over towards them earlier. He said that OG are actually looking to adjust to be more focused towards elims as time goes on. And once they build that confidence, that's what they want to end up as, a high elim focused team. Well, maybe not a high elim focused team, just maybe more focused than they are now. So perhaps that's what we're going to see from them here, potentially. They're up to 3 elims on the match. They started on 16 points blank at the start of the game. They're guaranteed to be on 19 from the elims they found already, and then you add on the placement points as well. But this is their big test, moving against the Arena.
They lied. They straight lied, dude. They have not adjusted tactics for elims at all. Yeah, it's been another slow game. Some okay nades, though. I'll give him that. This one to the side does find a little bit of damage there. Good shot from Kriov in the distance over towards WizGod. Again, you're exposing yourself towards the beachhead on that jump up. I think this is exactly why Arena's playing down this position. This should be a textbook Alpha 7 win, though. And one that couldn't have come sooner. I think for Brazilian fans, this is a very, very good way for Alpha 7 to save face after what had been a couple of pretty upsetting games.
This is hopefully their game to take, but never say never, as Arena still have got a shot onto this one, and the nades aren't quite connecting towards the arena. Revo under danger, under threat here. The nades are still coming out for him. He's like a mortar turret there in the grass, but it's only a matter of time before he gets spotted. Orangutan, though, in the meantime, getting put through the mincer. Having a real tough time. Their backline's cut down to 2. The heal comes out, but Alpha 7, they're faltering a bit on their 3-man push here. Not quite as effective as maybe they would have liked. They do hold a lot of ground. That is their major asset right now, Blank, but it is all up pushing, and that is not the way to do it. One knock found, a second needed, necessary to take down Orangutan right here and now, but they're not going down without a fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad news. They absolutely need to keep 3 players up, otherwise this happens with E Arena. They immediately reposition. The reason they were taking the fights on towards that high ground, though, is specifically so they could dominate over towards E Arena later on. But I think that initial knock has been a little bit worrisome. I still think Alpha 7 has a strong chance to finish this one out strong, though.
Yeah, with just Sakura now remaining, Mormon getting that knock onto Carrillo made me worry, but there was an answer. Carrillo kind of missing that spray, but it's not going to matter. The numbers still firmly in the favor of the Brazilians now. As Guizal moves out, Sakura takes some shots, but there's an answer from the side window. The lean out shows him the shoulder, and it is a cold one. Alpha 7 put them to sleep.
It's just funny how that's the second game in a row we've had a drive-by be the ending moment of the game. So very cool. I like that the players are all putting a little bit of pizzazz on the game, a little bit of panache here. I think that for Alpha 7, Carrillo goes down because he realizes he makes a big mistake by not holding that off angle. It's the only thing stopping E Arena from pushing over towards that north side. So a little bit difficult. Anyway, we'll head back over to the desk with their breakdown of that previous game.
Back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back. Bring it. Keep it back. Look at all this, bring it.
Woo! Alpha 7, get the chicken dinner. Let's get it going right there. I mean, beautifully played by them. Oh my God, wrapped it. They landed in the Pavka, right? They do the good old fast hug the zone, rotate to the hardship side twice, and it just works out perfectly for them. Neptura, what do you think about Alpha 7 getting chicken dinner here and now?
It is very needed. It was needed right here, right now, win to make sure they can do the best they can. They in that mindset to get on to the next 3 games. I really love how they played this. They took APG strat that APG were trying to use on the beach, right? But this played it so much better. Played it together. Didn't have any docking happening because I don't dock for that to happen. That's fine. And they just played it super compact, super opportunistic as well. I love what we saw from A7 here, Max.
For 7, playing passive early mid-game stage was great because they hold on to their resources, they keep everyone alive, and then they're just able to just pop off this around and get 17 eliminations, able to get the solo drive-by at the end, which right now seems to be like a method seen happening a few times. It just works out. What can you say? Solo drive-by with an S12K is massive, and here we go. The elimination for all of the players of Alpha 7. 77 damage taken by Obscure for 8 eliminations. It's so one-sided.
Wow.
This roster swap of Alpha 7, a lot of questions kind of going to be impactful. Is it going to be a good replacement for Mafioso and Squad? I got to say, as of right now, the answer to that question is a massive yes.
Man, I'm such a Mafioso fan. You know, when you have Obscure putting up crazy numbers like this, I mean, you gotta know it works, right? I was a little worried there for a second. I love the fact that Alpha 7 held back Carrillo, right? They were holding him back, just waiting to see in case we saw EA try to do that rotate and take it. That 1v1, but Mormon gets knocked in return, and then Alpha 7 with the numbers get that chicken dinner. So it ends up working out for them. But I'm telling you what, Alpha 7, their rotates right here was what's got them that chicken dinner. So I was a little concerned with their performance so far. I think they were, what, in 10th place, Max? They got to jump up big time after this one.
they're going to be in top 7 100% this time around. They have to be up in the position to qualify for the grand finals. Alpha 7, they bring in the heat, bring in the slow passive rotate as we highlighted here. And just play it very slow, wrap around from Stolber, get into the beat area, take it away easily from Alpha 7. Like, it's just APG, not Alpha 7. Alpha 7 take it away from APG and able to just position for themselves. Really good stuff as you go through replays of this game. Virtus Pro, you know what? Maybe having a little bit of a tough fight there, but still looking positive that there's still going to be another game coming